Welcome to Top 8, and yes, Odotic Pile is back. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more I'm actually super excited here because we get to see some legends coming to town. One of them is the Mitsurugi Pile. That was really a really interesting challenger that we got to see in the very early stages of this tournament, actually featuring 60 cards. And yes, we're starting off against Sky Striker for this top cut. We're going to go see the Kagari adding back the Widow Anchor. Actually, this is our kind of passive matchup, but I mean, that's fine, right? Yeah, adding up the Widow, or the Engage, after setting like the Essential Good back row. I feel like that's pretty normal. We drew Manju for turn. Well, I mean, that's a free little try to bait something off of the opponent, so let's see what we're going to do. We're just going to go with Mitsurugi Ritual. That's pretty strong. Go ahead and stack up our effects. They're going to go ahead and board wipe. Go ahead and add back our ritual. All right, resolution. We're going to go ahead and Nuya, mill down Karuse. We're going to normal summon, add up Ame here. And now we're basically good to go. We'll go ahead and Ame pop the Manju. Go ahead and trigger our effect to add up Mitsurugi Prayers. All right, we'll go ahead and ritual on up into Futsu. All right, we'll go ahead and trigger up to grab up the Great Purification. So the thing is, like, we have a Widow, we have a Droplet, and we have the Thrust with one spell down. So, I mean, whatever board that's being generated here, we have to basically prepare for the worst. Pre-prep, go ahead and pull back Ame, and then go ahead and get the Mitsurugi Mirror up. All right, so now we just go ahead and ritual summon off Futsu trigger. We'll go ahead, revive up, grab up a free Prayers, and we're just set. Karuse, go ahead and eat this. Go ahead and trigger up No Yuya. Go ahead and grab up the Odotic Daybreak. All right. So now we'll go ahead and make Lizard here. Lizard's job is to banish to get us a draw. We drew Snake's Rain. Holy crap. We'll go ahead and see the Ragnarika coming down. Banish up 2 monsters from graveyard. Target that many spell and trap cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Ooh, we have to actually droplet that. So we'll go ahead and half those. We'll go ahead and make Dynamondo. All right. Going ahead and seeing the Widow Anchor on the Dynamondo. Sure, to take. We're going to go ahead and Daybreak, crack our Mitsurugi here to go ahead and trigger the Revive, and we're going to get Ash. That's fine. We'll go ahead and see the Revive on the Odotic. We're going to go ahead and make the A-Bow here. Now we can go ahead and Daybreak with Lizard to tuck back to drop down the big guy. Now we're going to see the A-Bow pitching. Go ahead and pops in. We're going to go ahead and Snake's Rain down the rest of the cards that we don't want to see. We're going to go ahead and bring up the big guy here. And we're going to actually see the concession there. It's crazy to me to see how this particular build is able just to grind through the infinite, like, resources that your opponent's basically trying to put up in these games to try to survive. I think that's what makes this deck look a little bit more scary than the rest of the challengers that we've been seeing. So pushing on in to the next game here. All right, so I see we've opened up Daybreak. Did our opponent make us go first? Oh, they did. Okay. So we'll go ahead, normal summon, grab up Habagiri, and we're just going to not care. Now Yuya, mill down Karuse. Ame, go ahead and do the tribute spin. All right, no effect. Go ahead and Karuse to revive. We'll see the Nayuya come back. We'll grab up a free Mitsurugi Ritual out of the deck. We'll go ahead and grab up the Water Lily now. All right. So we're going to go ahead and Daybreak, crack that, so we can get up the 4 bodies. We'll go ahead and make the Lizardos here. We can see the Lizard. Go ahead, banish for the draw. Go ahead and Mitsurugi Ritual down the 2. All right, we'll go ahead and see the Ritual targeting back to the hand. Go ahead and make the Unicorn into the A-Bow. Go ahead and make the Futsu here. All right, we'll go ahead and see the monster coming back off of that. All right, we'll go ahead and Daybreak and kick back Aramasa to mill down the big guy. We'll go ahead and A-Bow. Go ahead and trigger up the big guy, revive up the Karuse, make the IP, and we'll go ahead, pre-prep into the mirror, add back the Habagiri. All right, go ahead and Ritual to spin into the Habagiri. All right, we'll see the Futsu come back. We'll grab up Great Purification from the deck. We'll go ahead and see the Dynamondo, and we will go ahead and bring back the A-Bow here. So I see we do have to deal with a Lightning Storm on this end board, which I don't really think is going to be too big of an issue. It's going to be inconveniencing, but it's not like the worst thing here. So we're going to go ahead and Radiant Typhoon during draw phase. We're going to Feather Duster. We'll go ahead and grab up the Aramasa, and then we lose Great Purification. Lightning Storm, chain the IP. Go ahead and make the SP, and then A Bow will revive up the Aramasa, getting us back a Wozu. They're going to go ahead and Thrust will Ash that. And then we see a Ray coming down here. So we'll go ahead and see the 0. We'll go ahead and Futsu on back into this. We'll trigger this to clear the field. They do get back their Ray. We'll see the Force discard for that. Now they're going to make the Kaina here. We'll go ahead and SP, kick both of these off, which actually is pretty good. They're going to get a linkage here, which is a little bit inconveniencing, but that's fine. I'm going to see a linkage chain. They'll take the Futsu, add back and engage. All right. We'll go Battle Phase, Bonk on over, and then Kagari on over the SP. All right. We'll go switch out into the Zeke. We'll go ahead and Great Purification. They're going to bell it. Sure. And then Big Guy is cracking on back here. They're going to go ahead and engage into multi-roll, and then draw Lightning Storm. And then Shizuku, and then we'll go ahead and add up Lemonus Gate here. And then we get back all of our field. Lemonus Gate's going to go ahead and crack back 6 during end phase to spin back A-Bow and the Big Guy. All right. Well, I mean, that's something. All right, we drew Snake's Rain. Probably the best card that we could have had. All right. So we're going to go ahead and Wozu, crack off. We'll go ahead and bring up the Kusanagi, triggering up the Big Guy here. And then we'll go ahead and get back at Free Prayers. We'll go ahead and get back up the Odotic, bring back the Futsu. We'll go ahead and see the Ragnarika to crack the back row. All right, and we'll go ahead and Futsu on over. And then we can go ahead see the Ray come back here. All right, we'll go ahead and attempt to swing into that. They'll go ahead and trigger. We'll go ahead and make the 0. We're going to go ahead and Futsu. All right, 0 effect to summon. We're going to go ahead and see some chaining here. All right, we'll go ahead and bring back the Saji. They'll go ahead and get these. Effective Haba, we'll go ahead and trigger. All right, and then on new chain, we have all of these guys coming back. All right, so they're going to go ahead and see the Azalea come back. Futsu's going to poop on back here. Triggers, go ahead and pop the Futsu. We'll Odotic Blast over that. And then we'll go ahead and swing on in for 26 and 24. All right, well, mission accomplished. We got our opponent on nothing. All right, well, that was beautiful. All right, we have another top 4, or another challenge here from our duelist as well. I had to cover a little bit more from this because this duelist has just been one of my favorite matchups to watch. And they did a great job covering through top cut with this deck. Snake's Ring gets Ash. We'll go ahead and tack Talents into the draw 2. Oh my god, we drew the Manju. How are we this good? We'll go ahead and grab up the Ame here. Go ahead and Ritual spin down. Drop the 2 pieces to trigger up our effects. Grab back our free Ritual. You love being able to Ritual from the deck. It's so good. Make the Futsu here. Go ahead and get Belled. We'll go ahead and cross out Call Bell so we can keep up with the combo here. And then we'll go ahead, Prayers into the Kusanagi. And then we'll go ahead, trigger our effects. Go ahead and grab up the Amino Habagiri here. We'll go ahead and grab up a free Prayers. All right, Futsu coming to town. We'll go ahead and do Garas here to revive. All right, we'll go ahead and grab up Daybreak from deck. And now, I mean, the fact that this Daybreak is about to go nuts. Lizard to draw a card. I'm also loving that Lizard just draws you cards in this deck. Daybreak, crack the Ame. We'll go ahead and make Zolor to grab up the Planet Pollutant. We'll make the Planet Pollutant Defender itself. All right, we'll go ahead and grab Great Purification on a deck. Go ahead and set. And then it's your turn. All right, so we can go ahead, Bell the Elements. We'll see the Azuna here for the normal. We're going to go ahead and Futsu to special. All right, we'll go ahead and crack this. We'll go ahead and grab up the Prayers here. And then they will go ahead and revive. We'll go ahead and Planet Pollutant. They're going to negate the Zolor, which is fine. And then Foolish Burial gets negated. So good. So good. All right, game 2. Hey, look, Ghost Bell. Chain called by. Well, now we get to watch the legendary Orcus duelist go to town here and build up a field, because that's exactly what is going to happen here. This is also going to be unrestricted madness, which is so good. Lantern on the pullback here. Go ahead, Noroi into this. Go ahead and take some Pixies. All right, we know that there's not really much going on over here. Lantern revive. Go ahead and grab Case for Canine. So now we grab up the Azuna. So now we can safely make the River Stormer, and we see the concession. Yeah, because we know Orcus combo's coming, and that's not something that we want to deal with at that stage. Ooh, we drew the Incantation, but we already have the Ame. When you open the one of, grab the Saji, go ahead and get Ash. That's fine. We'll just go Kusanagi into Wozu. And And set. Wow. That's super sad. Chaotic Elements into Joe Cool. This might be the deal breaker here. We're going to grab the Noroi. Alright. Noroi. Go ahead and special summon up the Azuna. Alright. Mill down Lupus. We're going to super poly here to make Mud. Okay. That was good enough. Holy crap. Daybreak, make 2 tokens. Alright. Now we'll go ahead and trigger the Wozu into the Kusanagi. Alright. We're going places here. Alright. So Lizard's going to go ahead and banish. Alright. They're going to go ahead and imperm that. That's an interesting place, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and Ragnarika, crack the back row to get dropleted. Alright. That's fine. Now we can Kusanagi, add back Saji. And now we can Daybreak. Go ahead, add Kusanagi back into the deck to mill down the good guy. Bring up the Shock Trooper discard. Alright, go ahead and revive up Fred. Saji's coming on back. Now we can trigger to add up the Ritual. And now we can go play the game. Alright. Go ahead and Ritual on up. I think we've found everything that we've needed to see here, people. I know our opponent is just going to lose the game here. Hopefully. And we have done it. Congratulations to the Odotic Pile advancing into top 4. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.